Rob, go to the New York Post story, the fact that 1 million illegal immigrants self-deported themselves. Vinny just showed it to me right before the podcast. Watch this, guys. Okay? 1 million.
By themselves.
By themselves. Nearly 1 million illegal immigrants have self-deported. Can you get rid of that Victoria's Secret?
Yeah, so I don't know why that's
You can
there.
keep that.
It's just, it knows what sites you go to.
Yeah, Rob, if you
Rob,
scroll a
enough
little bit,
shopping for
yeah.
stuff like that,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Like, seriously, it's a little embarrassing. But go back up to the top. It's back up again. Is that your car?
There you go.
Nearly 1 million illegal immigrants have self-deported under Trump, which has led to higher wages. Go a little bit lower. We know it's freaking like fetish
Well,
stuff.
if I can-
While ICE arrests and deportations transition separate complement mass deportation, and reports are correct that the plan is more successful than anyone would have managed based on government data. My organization, the Center for Immigration Studies, has conservatively estimated that about 15.4 million illegal immigrants in the U.S., 50% over the 4 tumultuous years of Biden administration. Go a little bit lower, and Ricky, I'm going to come to you.
Yes.
That's no surprise given about could go a little bit lower. I'm going to go to the data side. Trump wrote a wave of concerns about high-cost hospitals, housing, essential government, cities, towns across the U.S. second term. Now that he's back in the Oval Office, it's up to border czar Tom Homan to drive unauthorized population down and restore credibility to our immigration system. Is there anything else written on the bottom? I want to go to the numbers. Boom, 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 track the HS. Is there any numbers that is the rebranding coincides with
There he is.
offers okay. The rebranding coincided with an offer of financial incentives for aliens who leave voluntarily, a stipend of $1,000 that's in lieu of costly physical deportation can be about $17,000. I think that's a brilliant way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's $1,000 go, but they paid many cases into those coyotes $5,000-$10,000 to come here.
Easy.
So $1,000 to leave.
Yeah,
Ricky.
but you know what? I'm gonna. But by the way, I know people that have self-deported, but let me tell you, those people that are leaving, Pat, is because they came here, they were here 15, 20 years, and they built their house back in Mexico, and they saved up money, and they didn't have a lot of debt. I have family members, right? My brother just left to Mexico to live in Mexico. My dad lives in Mexico. My dad says, I don't have any debt here. I have my house in Mexico. I'm gone. My uncle Rafa left to Mexico. My uncle Luis is getting ready to, a lot of my uncles are getting ready to go back to Mexico because they built houses. They built something there. They have no debt. They did things the right way as far as saving and building a house, and they went back. So self-deportation is not, to them, some of them are like, hey, look, we've already been here X amount of time. We made our money. We saved up. We built our house in Mexico. Let's go home. Let's go home. And that's the part that I think is a lot of times we don't see that, is that, for example, my dad's goal was never to be in this country forever. My dad left when I was 15 years old. I'm 37 years old. My dad left many, many years ago. His goal was never to be here forever. And there's that element of it too, of when you come into a country illegally, you kind of have to have a sort of plan that know that at some point that might backfire on you.
The time is coming, yeah.
You gotta know that the time is coming where somebody's gonna say, hey, by the way, it's time for you to go home. And I think that just kind of last point on this, Pat, I'm very, very, very split emotionally because I do come from illegal immigrant parents and I'm split legally. I look at things logically, working alongside you almost now 10 years. Since 2016, you've taught me how to process things that way, where it's not all emotional. And this country has laws, and Mexico has laws. By the way, just so you know, I landed in I forgot where I forgot where I landed. It's been a while. I was in Mexico. This is a couple of years ago. I saw a plane come in from Colombia. They turned 20 Colombians back. That plane landed at the same time as I landed. They sent them back. Mexico has extremely strict immigration laws, and they do not like foreigners that don't come in the country legally. It's but nobody tells you this because
this is why I said you have a very unique perspective on this topic. By the way, one financial whiz cited by the Wall Street Journal calculated a decline in immigrant population by 773,000 in the first 4 months. WAPO claims 1 million foreign-born workers have exited the workforce since March. The Post framed this as a sign of weakening labor supply, yet the paper also notes average hourly wages accelerated, rising 0.4% over the last month to $36.24 in May as earnings continue to beat inflation and a boost to worker spending power. Very interesting number right there. Tom, your thoughts on this? Because you see what WAPO's trying to spin it as, right? Hey, low-wage workers are leaving. What are we going to do? Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah, so there's a dark side of a couple business segments in the United States. And one is agriculture, and one is a cousin of agriculture, which is livestock agriculture in the slaughterhouses. And you have people that are working without proper protections. I grew up in California. I know the split opinion on Cesar Chavez, but I also know that he was out there getting a lot of awareness on these people that were working unprotected in the fields around pesticides and with the things that were happening out there to them. And so what do I see here? I see the math that they're saying. Okay, there's a lower supply of workers, so now people have to raise the wage a little bit to attract the workers they need. Okay, that's just basic economics. I see it, and I think so that math problem is correct. That is what's happening. And there are people that are saying, hey, it's getting a little too hot. It's getting a little too difficult here. I'm going to take the app. I can get my $1,000 on the app because remember they rebuilt the Biden app. They've kind of flipped it over, correct?
Yes.
And you can get the
opposite now.
Yeah, the opposite. So you say I have the app. I'm self-identifying, and take my $1,000 and I'm going home. Okay. So
But they're not even doing it for the money. Just knowing my people, Pat. They're not.
Yeah,
doing
no,
it
it's not for $1,000.
Yeah,
You can't get home for
No, you
$1,000.
can't.
Are
No,
you
you
saying you can buy Mexican for money? Like, what kind of is that what you're insinuating?
No.
I knew it.
No, not at all.
I knew it.
But
But
I think you
like
got to
such
look back
unfair
to Reagan
comments,
and the proper
sensitive
amnesty
issue,
programs. And when I say a proper amnesty program, a law-abiding
losing
citizen that has been here forever, I believe there should be a path
Yes.
to cure the status.
Yeah.
He said, so what have you done? Well, I've been working here. I've been working there. I've been doing this. Because you also have to remember something. A lot of these people are working on fake Social Security numbers with the complicit, participation of the companies who know those people are probably not going to see Social Security. Because at some point in time, they audit and flip it. And so I believe in long-term amnesty, but I also believe that we had a near-term invasion that was ridiculous.
So now they don't deserve Social Securities now?
No,
is that what he's saying?
No, what I'm saying is if you use a fake Social Security number and they audit and sweep the system later and says, so your name is what? My name is, Jorge Ramos.
El pendejo.
Really? So you're not Irving Salzberg, 104 years old from Newark, New Jersey. Okay, well, because that's who the Social Security number is, and they turn it off.
Yeah.
No, the audit turns it off. So guess what? That person was staying quasi in the system, and the money was going in until they audited it and they shut it down.
Yeah.
Where did that person's FICA go out of their paycheck?
I don't know. You know what I like about the president? Let me tell you what I like about the president. You have to freaking love the way this guy does what he does. Do you realize this is like a 180 that quickly because he listens to the people and says, okay, great. All right. Our great farmers and people of hotel leisure business have been stating that our very aggressive policy, he's not saying our perfect policy,
No, it's
our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good long-time workers away from them. Like he took a shot at himself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, hey, people are saying, all right, cool. Here's what we got to be doing. Change. Hey, go, how quick? So I think the part, if you're able to deliver a message in a very reasonable way, I would add, if I was to do amnesty, I would say, okay, you're legal, but you have a 10% tax on top of everything else until you pay off $100,000 to the U.S. government, $200,000, $300,000, and 500 hours of community, or join the military, depending on your age and where you're at. But there's got to be something, right, that you give to. You have to speak English. You have to go through certain criterias and timelines. Some people don't agree with that because.
By the way, can I say something about that, Pat? Let me tell you, as a dual citizen Mexican that also lived in Mexico, that was raised by immigrant illegal parents, you give that. My dad's an American citizen now, and so is my mother. Okay, but have these been the times where they weren't? I promise you, my dad would say no problem. You want me to pay back $100,000?
I believe you.
I promise you.
I believe you.
My uncles would do it.
You know why?
Grandparents would do it.
You know why? It's so funny you're saying this. So when I was interviewing Tommy Robinson, he says, you know what's he says, I wish our invasion was by Mexicans in UK.
Yeah,
he
it
says,
would be
because
hard.
what do Mexicans do?
Work.
They work.
We work.
He says the difference between the invasion that we have in UK is
Entitlement.
those who come there, 41% of them don't contribute to the economy,
Right.
comparable to the average of 24.7%. But when Mexicans come here, what did they do the next week?
Work.
They're working.
We work.
You know, they're working.
My grandmother gave birth
Yeah.
to my tia Teresa. She was sewing the next day at the sewing factory.
I
in San
believe you.
Francisco.
I believe you. Well,
That's why Trump is-
that reminds me of Jennifer. Jennifer gave birth the next day she was working. So, Teresa, Jennifer, you're part of that community. For those of you guys that love business and you're super competitive, and I'm talking like a psycho competitor, you're somebody that wants to win at the highest level, and you know how challenging business is, that if you don't get your act right, somebody else is going to take your business away from you. This is when we're hosting our annual conference that's coming up here in September called the Vault Conference. We're expecting 12,000 people there. But one of the most exciting pieces of merch that guys wear who run, but you have to be bold to do this. Not for everybody. If you're a nice person, if you're sweet, if you're somebody that's always worried about what other people think, you walk on eggshells, this merch isn't for you. But if you're somebody that's tough, strong, you understand how hard business is, you understand that the real game of capitalism is super competitive, our official line of Business is War is back with some
Nice.
items here. Hat, straight up Business is War. You can get this one or the black one with white silver that says Business is War. On the
that
bottom, it
looks
says
sick.
Future Looks Bright. Rob, if you want to play the clip of this new merch that just got launched, go ahead, Rob. So funny because of what's going on right now. This couldn't be more accurate than what it is today.
Hell yeah.
Right? Because it literally is today. The market is changing, and those who realize there's war for market share, there's war for a lot of different things. So here's what we're doing. Anybody that places an order right now, go back, Rob, to that last picture that you had. Anybody that does gets that Business is War sticker, which is going to be sick. Put it on your iPad, put it on your, different places you can put that on. And anybody that places a over $100 merch, you get Business is War mug that goes with it. So go to vtmerch.com, place your order. Rob, can you go to the homepage of VT? Right there. You see that? Click on it. Get the shirt, get the hat, get the collection. Shop now. If it isn't for you, somebody that runs a business you love, a family member, husband, sister, friend, get it for them. Send it to them. They will love it. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.